I'm halfway through repairing a piece of electronic junk. I lost the first part of the video. Basically I have a box of bits and pieces that have gone wrong, and I like to pull them out, take them apart, and if I can't fix them, learn what I can about them, and then repurpose some of the bits if I find it got a use for them. Other than that, just take it round to the recycling centre. Now this has a solar panel and a battery that it recharges, and this is the business end of the sort of scarer. There's a sensor, motion sensor, and an LED, and this thing's meant to generate the noise. As you can see, one of these is a dummy. If you look at the back, that's the dummy, and there's a little speaker. I think they put a dummy in there basically so that it looks like two eyes and a nose, and of course that scared the living daylights out of everything, wouldn't it? The problem was that the red lead somehow had come detached from the back of the solar panel, and I really didn't think we'd be able to solder back onto it, but we were able to, so we've sort of repaired that. The next stage is to put it all back together again and see if it works. I think repairing junk is fun. Oh dear, got this to go on. Oh dear. Well, these wires are just sort of falling off of the back of the speaker. It's absolute rubbish, isn't it? Alright. Oh, one actually says positive and actually says negative. Let's see if we can clip them back a bit. Although back in the old days, just melt a bit of that off and pull it off with the fingers. That way there's less chance of breaking any of the strands of the flexible wire. You know, a lot of us use our cutters and just sort of cut through the insulation and just pull, and 9 times out of 10 you damage the wire underneath. So alright, so we can do that again. There we go. Preferential to tin these before we go any further. Well, I'm going to pop it up on end, just check to see if there's any sort of voltages at that point. I don't know whether there will be or not. What's that doing on the screen? Oh, it doesn't matter. Well, it's showing a voltage and it's gradually creeping up. That's looking good. Right, pleased with that. Got to put the top back on. Make sure they're all done up tight, but not cross-threaded. Alright, that's that done. And Is it on or off? Oh, it's off. Let's put you on. How wonderful. You don't know whether it's working or not. Oh. Right, we'll leave that on the windowsill to charge up and keep our fingers crossed it does. Right, so prove I've got two of them. This is the next one. I suspect the fault is going to be very, very similar. I mean, these things cost money, so just sort of because they don't work, it's not. You sort of don't want to just chuck them away, do you? Must be very boring watching people unscrew things. Oh, I'll put those over to one side. A safe place. And presto, pull the top off. Now, we've got no detached wires. From past experience, I find it best to sort of disconnect the solar panel. And that's what I'm going to do. Flip it on one side to sort of test it. That one on there. And that one on there. As you can see, we're not getting any sort of output. Put a clip on. I'll put a clip on the back one. On clip. Let's put a clip on the back, black one. Put clips on this one too. They're both in. Just to make sure that we're not getting any light. No, the answer. Now I've got a sort of a sharp probe, and the problem is that the connector for the wire is sort of underneath a sort of a plastic or clear sort of glue, rubbery glue, and you won't be able to see it even if I went in closely, but I'm going to penetrate it with this one to see whether there's any change in the meter when I lift it up, because I'm wondering which terminal to go for, or both terminals might need redoing. And there's nothing, it's sort of sort of we are getting voltage, but not the sort of voltage I would expect. Let's go back down to, let's try tapping that again on there. So this one needs redoing. saying, I really think this one needs redoing. It comes a little bit difficult to remove this junk that's on there. Let's see if we can zoom in a bit. And undoubtedly we're going to end up doing a bit of damage, but it's got to come off. Here's where a bit of hot air might help to sort of assist in getting things going. Let's switch that on. Yeah, that'll do. And, I don't want to remove the wire, I want to remove the glue, but I want it to come away easy as opposed to coming away hard. Now the hot air definitely helps. Now I'll zoom in as close as I dare and see whether we can. I don't know if we're going to remain in focus though, that's the problem. Out of focus. That's probably about as good as we're going to get. Now hopefully if I touch it you'll see that is sort of moving, and obviously it's disconnected from the back of the screen. The other one was definitely off. The only thing that's holding it there really is the rubbery glue that was and it's popped up whether we're going to fix it or not. And might just have to lift it off. There you go. You might be able to see that sort of a silvery looking pad there, and this has come away from it, and I think what we might actually be looking at is just plain glass. If there's I can see to one side and I see like a well, I hope I can see. Job is to try and I mean, I'm not even sure that if we can get it reattached, whether we'll have any success or not. I must have just been lucky with the last one. Well, that's the kiss of death for this one. We can't reattach the wire. There's something strange in that it's the red wire again that's come off, and hence the solar panel bit on here is absolutely no good. Was it junk? Yeah. Oh, this one's beyond redemption. Or the solar panel part of it's beyond redemption. So what we're left with is a little battery pack that is, let's show you, come in. It says 4.8 volts. So you've got 4 batteries, 4.8 volts, they're probably 1.2 volts per cell, which probably makes it a little NiCad pack of batteries. We've left with this bit of junk, which is the motion sensor and the LED, which may form a nice little project because it goes off to that works. I could stick another solar cell on there and see if that would work. I don't know whether it would or wouldn't, but and whether getting another solar cell to sort of stick on top here to power this board might be might just be the expense of it might be just as cheap to buy another one. Duration of this has probably lasted about 18 months, I think, from new. I don't call that good. Bearing in mind we've got the same terminal that's gone wrong this time as opposed to last time. Something odd about that. What, I'm not quite too sure. Is the other one working? Well, probably not. Oh, I can see a blue light in there from the oxygen detector. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, I'm pleased about that. Right, leave that one in the daylight charging up on the windowsill. Yeah, looks like it's working. I suppose 1 out of 2 ain't bad. That's good. Yeah. Oh well. So again. On to the next piece of junk. First of all, I think we'll break for a cup of tea. I'm not going to chuck it away just yet. I've got a small solar panel on order, which I found for about £3.50. To actually replace the whole unit would cost me about 10 quid. So it's worth a try because it's just that's gone faulty. The rest of it's probably A-OK. And we'll see how that works. I'd have to buy another one, or let me put it this way, the boss would want me to buy another one. Now, I'll just put that over to one side, and before I finish up, I want to talk about other pieces of junk and get them out of the way as quick as I can. This is a power unit on which the lead has been cut off. Now, it's one of those nice heavy ones, so inside here we've got a transformer. Now, that transformer may be of some use at some time, and we've got screws to undo this with, which is quite handy for me. However, I've got another one somewhere over here, and this is really a common fault on a lot of equipment. In fact, you can see the bending, etc. The wires have become bare and very dangerous, so that's not going to work, because you can see they get twisted, get shorted out. Again, this is a heavy little unit, so there's a small transformer in there, and the trick is to get these apart. Well, I've already had a bang at it, but the idea is a bit like cracking a nut, really. You sort of get a heavy implement, and this is a tap spanner from my plumbing kit, and you just give it a bit of a tap here and there, and lo and behold, you break the bond, hopefully. I've done it already. Let's see if we can get a screwdriver in there and prise it apart. I learned this trick by watching YouTube videos. What you don't learn. Got it apart. And as predicted, there's a transformer in here, and you can see that it's all cracked and broken, etc. around here, so the casing's sort of gone and busted. Nothing much one can do with this, but might be an idea for a bit of experimentation. And if you go over to Electroboom, you'll find him using one of those. I'll put the link to the video in the description below. Let's see if I can get it out of the case. Oh yeah, it comes out of the casing. What a nice little transformer. Right, let's cut that off. And now we have got a bit of a lead with a small jack on it, so it might be worth keeping that for some reason. Can't think what, but you'll be sorry if you don't. And does that pull off of there? No, that's bonded. So let's cut that off. Now, things like that can go in the boffin box for future projects, if and when. Let's go. Right there. Again, that goes in the boffin box, and this, just rubbish, that'll go in the bin for recycling. Now, this is a battery charger. It's got the same problem, little battery charger. It's got the same problem the other two plugs had, which is that the insulation is breaking down there, at that point there, where it's get twisted and abused. And also the mains this time. Now this is a serious problem. I don't want to throw it away. No need to watch me do it. All I'm going to do is undo some screws and pull a few wires about. However, I will leave the video running, and just in case anything needs to be caught on camera, or it's worth looking at. Here we go. Lid off, straight into the innards. As I said, it's just a straightforward job requiring, oh my god, cheap and nasty. Look how it's made. Yeah. About the main side of things, I've got these thingy twist connectors. That's good. And 2 red leads on the transformer. Marvellous, isn't it? And where's the brown wire go? Brown goes through a switch, and that goes through there. So, can we do anything about it? The stumbling block is these things. They look like they're moulded on and aren't going to be slide up and down the cable. They're grommets. Okay, Well, there you go, guys. I think we better leave it there while I struggle on with this. Well, my time is nearly up for today. I've spent as much time on this as I can. I'm just sort of done everything. I've cut these down one side, pulled the wires out, cut off the damaged wiring, pushed it all through, and glued them back together with hot melt glue. And where I've cut the wires inside, re-terminated them, soldered them, and then covered them in hot glue. That's for the time being. Tomorrow, when I get my hands on some heat shrink sleeving, that will go over the top of that. And to retain the wire, to stop it from being pulled out, I need to put some glue around there. Just warm it up a bit. It just stops it from being pulled through the grommet. The temperature of the gun is set at about 250, so sort of temperatures, if you do 3D printing, you're probably quite used to those temperatures. Let's hope that that's all taken. Now, when I've put it all back together, I'll be putting some more glue around these points here, because I have damaged the grommet by cutting along the side to pull the wires out and reuse it. So a little bit more glue around there to make it a bit more substantial. The glue itself has got about as much give as the grommet rubber, so that's good news. And that's about it for today.